Hey, everybody. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here. I hope you had an amazing weekend. And we are going to keep using the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Just about exhausted the Rebel deck. Today we have Fork in the Road again. Okay, so honestly, we just got this card last week. And I feel like for a lot of people, especially with all the changes that we have going on right now, just globally, we're going to have to make a lot of decisions, and I think some of them are going to be from our internal desire for change, things that we want to see change in our lives, looking at other options, and I think some of them are going to be in response to external changes that we just have to adjust to. And that's something obviously that is a very strong energy right now. So, and I think sometimes it can be very hard to accept when change is kind of forced on us from outside, because it's one thing if we want to change, it's something else if we are put in a position where we have to make changes based on something that we had no control over. And in those times, as frightening as it can feel, if we can take the perspective of uh, looking at it like an adventure, you know, and sometimes we've talked about the tower, and if you're familiar with tarot, the tower card, where the reason we're being put in this situation is because we've stagnated and we've stayed somewhere longer than we were meant to. We're due for growth, and because we are what we are, we're creatures of habit. We like our stability. Uh, we tend to delay those changes, especially significant changes. Um, I know if you look at moving, if you've been in your home for very long at all, you probably have way more stuff than you even want to think about or look at. And if you're faced with a sudden move, it's daunting. I mean, it's like, no, no. But we can look at it as an opportunity to go through all that stuff and figure out, what do we want to take with us? What do I want to keep taking forward in my life? Like, what has value to me? And you'd be amazed at how our values change significantly in a short period of time. What once held great value for us no longer does. You know, that amazing outfit that you just had to have, and you bought it and you wore it like 3 times and it's been in the back of your closet. And you look at it now and you're like, my God, what was I thinking? Right? Our style, our even our tastes in food change dramatically as we change. And also as our priorities change, because we may have at one time looked like a poster child for the snack food industry. However, we got involved in physical fitness, or had a health scare that caused us to change our diet, and we look back and we think, oh my gosh, how could I eat all that trash food? But to who you were then, that was fine. You didn't see any problem with it. As a matter of fact, you liked all that stuff. So, because the fork in the road card keeps coming up, I just feel like this is something that maybe people are still kind of struggling with, or it's coming. Do you ever have that feeling like something's coming and you can't really put your finger on it, but you just feel there's like this energetic feeling that change is coming, and you don't know where it's coming from? And again, your brain recognizes anxiety and excitement in the same way. You get to label it. Get excited. Get excited, because when change comes into our lives, whether it's something that we welcome or something that just showed up on our door and won't go away, uh, if we can get excited and start looking at, how can I make this more interesting? How can I use this to my advantage? Um, like, for example, we've got a lot of changes in careers, just with AI, with the technology that is replacing the jobs that a lot of people used to do. It's a lot of people are going to find that they have been phased out of their industry. That's scary. That's scary. Like, what do I do now? Well, what do you want to do? And this is where the exciting part comes in because, let's say you lose your job because you got replaced by a robot and, there's really no competition there because they don't need health benefits or vacation days or any of that other overhead that human beings require. Um, in a perfect world, they would automate everything and we could all just pursue our passions. But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get forced down that road. We just have to choose that road. So if you're at that fork in the road, look for the opportunities. What can I do right now to make money until? Set a time frame. You know, like there are so many free courses online that you can use to get new skills, new business skills. You know, you can go on YouTube and find information. There are so many available. Just look up Google free courses, free business skills. I know LinkedIn has a lot of free skills type workshop type things. That went really smooth, huh? But if you take the job that lasts for 6 months while you're gaining the new skills for the career that you want to pursue, or start going to workshops and seminars and get around the people who do the job that you want to do, start networking because it is absolutely 100% the truth. It's who you know. More than anything, it's who you know. Skills can be acquired. Those connections and those relationships are priceless when you're looking for work in a new industry. If you can get a foot in the door and start learning and start connecting and getting yourself out there, you're much more likely to land the position you want. But again, it's that idea that change doesn't have to be scary. And sometimes that moment where you are terrified because some shit just went down that you weren't expecting and it's going to cause upheaval in your life. Personally, I look at that as an opportunity to napalm that version of me completely. Like, I will completely just, all right, well, what do I want to do now? Who do I want to be now? What part of me have I not expressed yet? And where are the opportunities for me to do that? Uh, Look at it as an opportunity to really make change. If you're going to have to make change here in this part of your life where you weren't expecting it, at least take advantage of the opportunity to make the changes you wanted to change along with it. Go all out. You lost your job here, and you know what? You were kind of thinking about going to a new location anyway. Where do you want to live now? Maybe you can find somewhere that offers a relocation package. You know, try to look for any bonus, excitement, way to use this to your advantage and get excited. Because most often, if we are forced to change, it's because the universe, God, George, yeah, higher power is pushing us in a new direction. One that we've known that we wanted to pursue, or we know that we've been somewhere too long. We know that we've grown stagnant. And when you get that push, know you have the support of a higher power. So don't just fall, fly. Take advantage of that momentum to really make changes. And obviously, you want to do that within a certain comfort zone. You don't want to be an anxious mess for the next 6 months because you made all these rapid changes. But you may find that if you do go to a new location, you start to find new things that you didn't even know you would be interested in, new activities that weren't around in your old location, or new hobbies that uh, you didn't even know existed until you got to this new place. Maybe a different type of fashion, a different culture's food, and all of a sudden you realize, like, I belong here. This really speaks to me. So when we get to that fork in the road, it can be because something so amazing and so beautiful is waiting on the other side of that decision. So look at it as an opportunity. Look at it as a blessing. Yes, there are going to be moments where you want to shit yourself because it's just too overwhelming. It's not constructive. It just, it is our response to forced change. Our first reaction is no, no. When we are kicked out of our comfort zone, it can be terrifying. However, generally speaking, if we can look back on it several years down the road, we realize, man, if that hadn't happened, all of these other beautiful things wouldn't have come into my life. Or, wow, I didn't even realize how unhappy I was until this happened. So, and especially, I'm actually filming this on the 5th. Uh, and today's one of those days that energetically we can look for shocking surprises due to the planetary alignments. So we may all be in for some shocking surprises over the next few weeks as some of this energy plays out. And I think that might be why we're getting so many of the fork in the road and opportunity, change, be true to you type cards coming out for our daily topics. So, um, again, look at those unexpected shocks and surprises, kind of like wake up calls from a higher power. Like, what are you doing? Get it together. You are so much better than this. You deserve so much better than this. And because you're not going to do it for yourself, I'm going to take this one away. I'm shutting this door. If the universe shuts a door, it opens another one. Don't sweat it. All you got to do is stay here, present. Escapism is another theme of this energy. And let's be honest, when we get a shocking surprise, escape is probably one of the first things that comes to mind. I don't like my reality right now. I'm not going to be here. La 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 la, unicorns and rainbows. So sit with it, because you do have to accept that you're going to feel uncertain. There's going to be some fear there, but face that fear. Talk yourself down. Remind yourself that this is not the end. It's the end of this specific situation, which means it's the beginning of something new. And get excited about that something new and really be intentional about your next steps. It's so, like, I know for me, I went through this, like, a few years where I would kind of change, right? Like, I'd go to a different business, but it was the same business, just a different business, or a similar location, or, like small changes. And I got my tower moment because I wasn't taking advantage of the universe trying to kick me out of my comfort zone until finally they shut the door, locked the door, fenced it, alligators, moat, flying monkeys, the whole nine, done. I had to do something different. And that's scary. I mean, you got to shut down for a few and deal with, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then be like, okay, what am I going to do? Where do I want to go? What do I want to experience? Where are places that I've always wanted to see? What industries have I always been curious about? How can I get involved? How can I meet people that are involved in those industries? And like LinkedIn is a great resource for that. And y'all probably know some better ones. I'm a little outdated on my stuff, but so anyway, embrace change. Face the fear and embrace change, and take what may initially feel like anxiety. Name that excitement. Choose excitement. Get excited about where this is taking you and what doors may open by staying in the present moment, staying aware of what's going on around you. You'll see those opportunities, those doors that are open, or the person who can take you to the open door. But know that anytime we have a shocking surprise that jolts us out of our comfort zone, that closes a door, you are supported in moving forward. Know that we don't. I had a sudden reset there on my laptop, so. But yes, we are always supported when things in our environment change. that we weren't expecting, it's to open up better opportunities and use humor. Use any positive coping mechanism you can. Personally, uh, I got me a new coffee mug because it makes me laugh. And it also reflects my attitude about some of the changes that have come into my life. But again, try to look at these changes with excitement, not anxiety. Look for the new path that is going to bring you the happiness and fulfillment that you were missing on the old path. You might not even have realized. You might not, that we can slowly sink into a position where we're very unhappy. But because it happens slowly, we don't recognize it until something else comes along that isn't so miserable. So, anyway, I hope this helps and that your shocks and surprises are all positive. I will talk to you soon.